Now it's in our hands. Pep Guardiola says Manchester City hold all the aces in the Premier League title race after brushing aside Arsenal, despite claiming their resounding 4-1 win was not decisive. Pep Guardiola insisted there was nothing decisive about Manchester City's 4-1 win over Premier League rivals Arsenal, but acknowledged something big had shifted with the title now in his side's hands. City made light of a fixture long billed as a high-pressure title decider, with the dynamic play of Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland ripping through the Arsenal defense time and again. City scored 4, Haaland netting the last after twice setting up De Bruyne, who in turn got the assist on a John Stones header, but could have exceeded that in the first half alone on a dominant night. Rob Holding's late goal was slim consolation for the Gunners. Arsenal still ended the night top of the table, but their 2-point advantage looks particularly vulnerable with a City side who have won 7 in a row in the league, boasting 2 games in hand. It was an important game, not decisive but important, Guardiola said. We played very good. I know the opponent we played. They're still top. I know it sounds naive what I'm saying, but we are still behind. We are still there. With the exception of a few days in February after City won 3-1 at the Emirates, Arsenal have topped the Premier League table since the third week of the season. City have been playing catch-up all along, with Guardiola calling Arsenal the favourites for the title, but this result convinced the Catalan he and his side are finally in the stronger position. Absolutely, I prefer my position because now it's in our hands, he said. I would love that these 2 games are 6 points, but you have to win them, but I prefer it because it depends on us. Until today, I prefer the position in the Premier League of Arsenal because if Arsenal had beaten us it's in their hands. But now it is in our hands. For Arsenal this was a 4th straight game without a win, with the Gunners appearing to wilt just as City turn up the heat. Inter beat Juventus to reach Coppa Italia final. Holders Inter Milan reached the Italian Cup final on Wednesday after beating Juventus 1-0 to go through to next month's showpiece 2-1 on aggregate. Federico Dimarco poked home the only goal of an underwhelming game at the San Siro, meeting Nicolo Barella's pass, which was intended for Edin Dzeko and rolling past Mattia Perin. It was the Italian's 5th goal of the season for his boyhood club and one which continues Inter's strong campaign in cup competitions. Simone Inzaghi's side have already won the Italian Super Cup and will have the chance to retain the Italian Cup in Rome on May 24, most likely against Fiorentina. They are also preparing for a blockbuster derby with AC Milan in the Champions League semi-finals. On Thursday, Fiorentina host Cremonese 2-0 ahead from their first leg and almost guaranteed passage to the final. My team deserved the final over the course of the 2 legs, Inzaghi told Mediaset. We've now got 10 games left in the season, let's hope that there's one more, final. Progress would have been more straightforward for Inter had Lautaro Martinez managed to get his toe to an inviting Denzel Dumfries cross in the 67th minute. And Perin also pulled off a great save to deny Henrik Mkhitaryan when he tipped aside the Armenians' stinging drive in the 73rd minute. Juve were surprisingly flat for a match against their arch-rivals, which is usually a feisty affair full of controversy, and exit the competition with a whimper. We need to recharge our batteries, as we've lost 4 of the last 5 Serie A games and are out of the cup. We need to roll our sleeves up, said Juve coach Massimiliano Allegri. Allegri's team have lost their simplest route to European football next season and now have to earn a place in continental football via their Serie A placing or by winning the Europa League. Juventus are 3rd in Serie A after having their 15-point penalty for illicit transfer activity revoked, but are awaiting a potential new punishment from the Italian Football Federation which could bump them back down the league. Rayo stun Liga leaders Barca, Atletico triumph on anniversary. Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona remain 11 points clear of second-placed Real Madrid with 7 matches remaining. Rayo Vallecano stunned impotent La Liga leaders Barcelona on Wednesday with a 2-1 win, outplaying the Catalans at a rowdy Vallecas. Atletico Madrid cut the gap on second-place rivals Real Madrid to 2 points with a 3-1 win over Real Mallorca, celebrating their 120th anniversary in style. Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona remain 11 points clear of second-placed Real Madrid with 7 matches remaining. After the champions lost at Girona on Tuesday, their hopes of defending the title are virtually over, despite Barcelona following suit with a deserved defeat in the capital. Xavi's side have won just one of their last 4 league matches, a narrow triumph over Atletico on Sunday as they limp towards the finish line and a first title since 2019. Barcelona's coach urged his players to be wary of Rayo's threat before the game, but they did not heed his warning. The Catalans have not beaten the Madrid club in their last 4 league meetings. The league is not finished, this is the problem, we have to deserve La Liga, today we deserve defeat, Xavi told reporters. What annoys me is that today we did not compete how the game required us to. But we will get players back, from injury, there's another game on Saturday. Here a lot of teams have lost, and others have had a lot of trouble winning. Luckily, there's another game on Saturday. The coach was without suspended captain Sergio Busquets but handed Pedri his first start since he was injured in February. Rayo broke the deadlock early on when Alvaro Garcia drilled home across Marc-Andre ter Stegen and into the bottom corner. Liverpool climbed to 6th with comeback win at West Ham. Liverpool came from behind to beat West Ham United 2-1, climbing to 6th in the race for Europe thanks to goals from Cody Gakpo and Joel Matip. It was hard work for the visitors as West Ham took the lead through an excellent Lucas Paqueta goal from 25 yards. But that lead only lasted 6 minutes as Gakpo also netted from range after receiving a pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has now produced 5 assists in his last 4 outings. Jared Bowen thought he had given West Ham the lead again, but his strike was ruled out for offside following a VR review. Instead, it was Liverpool who grabbed the winner as Matip rose highest to head in from Andrew Robertson's corner in the 67th minute. The Reds' 3rd straight win takes them to 53 points, 6 off the top 4. West Ham dropped to 14th on 37 points. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag heaps praise on Harry Kane and claims he has a plan to shackle the striker in their clash with Tottenham, as the Red Devils weigh up a summer move for the England captain. Erik ten Hag heaped praise on Harry Kane but was reluctant to be drawn on Manchester United's interest in the Tottenham striker ahead of Thursday's clash between the two clubs. Ten Hag claimed that he has a plan to shackle Kane as United look to take a step closer to securing a top 4 finish at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, having kept the England captain quiet in a 2-0 win at Old Trafford in October. It's quite clear, he can have a big impact on the game, said Ten Hag. We have a plan for that. In the home game we did very well, so for tomorrow we need a very good plan as well. You have to defend as a team. He's a clever player. First of all, the number of goals and also his key actions that come to a goal. Final passes as well. He is just a great player, and a great personality as well. Brentford deepened Chelsea's slump with 2-0 win at Stamford Bridge. Brentford condemned Chelsea to a 5th defeat in 5 games in all competitions under interim coach Frank Lampard today as an own goal by Blues captain Cesar Azpilicueta and a strike by Bryan Mbeumo handed the Bees a 2-0 win in the Premier League. The loss left toothless Chelsea 11th in the Premier League table, stumbling towards possibly their worst campaign since the 1993-94 season when they finished 14th under Glenn Hoddle despite their new US owner's huge outlay on players. Brentford went ahead when defender Matthias Jorgensen headed on a corner at the near post and the ball struck Azpilicueta and went in after 37 minutes, before the visitors had even had a shot of their own on target. Lampard, Chelsea's 3rd coach this season after Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter were fired, brought on winger Mykhailo Mudryk and striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at halftime as he sought to end a goal drought that has now seen the London side score only once in 7 games in all competitions. But it was substitute Mbeumo who showed the Blues how to do it in the 78th minute when he drifted in from the right and his fiercely hit shot was deflected beyond Kepa Arrizabalaga. The 3 points pushed Brentford up a spot to 9th in the league, 8 points ahead of their big-spending West London neighbours for whom this season cannot finish quickly enough. Piers Morgan admits Arsenal have bottled the Premier League title after Man City defeat. Piers Morgan believes Arsenal's chances of Premier League glory are all but over after their defeat against Manchester City. John Stones, Erling Haaland and 2 goals from Kevin De Bruyne ensured Man City took control of the title race. The Gunners are still 2 points clear at the top of the table, but with City's 2 games in hand it seems only inevitable they will go on to lift the trophy again. Talk TV host Morgan joined the TalkSport breakfast gang and admitted that their title rivals played like champions at the Etihad. He said, "We choked a 2-goal lead against Liverpool, We choked a 2-goal lead against West Ham, struggled to even draw with Southampton, and now we're absolutely destroyed by Man City. That's 4 in 4 games. I'm afraid there's no easy way to say it, we have bottled it. I do think it comes down to mentality. We've got the ability, we've got the talent, we've got the players, the youthful zest and energy. We've got all those things. I don't think anybody thought that, man for man, Man City's players were way better than Arsenal. Truthfully, after that game, every single City player played immeasurably better than the Arsenal players. The best example was that this kid, Manuel Akanji, completely neutered Bukayo Saka. Saka didn't get a kick all game and he's been one of the best players in Europe. Gabriel Martinelli didn't get a kick, neither did Gabriel Jesus. None of them did. Thomas Partey didn't have a good game, the defense was awful, Alexander Zinchenko didn't have a good game. I could go on. The whole team were frankly hopeless, and I do think it's a mentality thing. I look at the City team and even in the tunnel they reminded me of those Wenger title-winning teams in 1997-98, 2002 team, the Invincibles. Paul Scholes once said to me that in the Arsenal tunnel you used to see a bunch of champions staring at you. Last night, Arsenal looked like frightened rabbits in the tunnel and looked over and saw a bunch of champions staring at them. They played like a bunch of frightened rabbits. They played a team who not only are the champions right now but believe they deserve to be champions and are going to be champions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. See you again with more news. Bye for now.